going to go ahead and open mine up. When you download your information and stuff for your Great Cut Studio, when you get your new GCC cutter, I have an Expert 24, and when I downloaded my VLCD, it was VLCD 2. Now there you can go on to the GCC website, and there's also a VLCD 3. But you put it on your desktop, and I'm going to go ahead and open mine up and show you what this looks like. And this is actually what drives our machines and lets them cut. Think of this as actually the motherboard that on some cutters is on top of your cutter, but this actually is what connects your cutters to the software that you're using, whether you're using WinPC Sign or Great Cut or cutting out of Corel or Stone Cut Pro or any of the different softwares that work with the GCC cutters. But you've got your VLC2, VLCD 2 or 3, or even one on an older model if you want. But the first thing that you're going to do is you have your USB port plugged into your laptop or your hard drive, and you've got your GCC cutter turned on. When you do that, you come up here to the little arrow, and your cutter will show up on here. Mine is an Expert 24, so I'm going to click on that and have that in my little connection thing right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put connect on here, and once I do that, my settings and my adjustments are going to show up that I have for my Expert 24. If you come over here to that and your Expert 24 does not show up, then you haven't put the appropriate drivers that come with the CD, or you haven't in your printer. You're actually going to have if you go to your control panel with all your printers, there's going to be a printer that shows up as Expert 24. But if you have your USB plugged in and your cutter is on, you should be able to pick up here if you've got a Puma or a Jag or an Expert 24, whatever cutter it is that you're using. So again, you select that and then you hit connect. I did that, and then all of our settings show up here. Now in this category here, my blade offset, I have it at 0.175 millimeters. I have roll selected. My medium weight I have just selected as light, and then I have my auto roll disabled because I don't want it to auto roll on me, and then I just use draft and disable for the last two things here. On this thing right here, this is our blade force, or this is our pressure of what we're cutting or what we're not going to cut. I typically, and we can just move this by the slide bar, or we could move it also by the little arrows. And when I'm cutting rhinestone decal material, I'm usually cutting at 110 for force. The G is grams of force. And if I'm cutting heat press vinyl, then I go ahead and I'll take it down to about 70 for my heat press vinyl. And if I'm doing that, I'm usually using for heat press vinyl a 45-degree blade or 60-degree blade if I'm cutting a metallic, a foil, or a glitter vinyl. And I get all my vinyl from Roger at heatpressvinyl.com, and he actually sells the GCC cutters and the WinPC software too. But so what I would do here is I would go ahead and I would set my force, and this would be for heat press vinyl. Make sure and mirror your heat press vinyl when you cut it, and then you just hit update, and then that has set your machine up. This is your motherboard now for your cutting, so this has set your machine up so that when you go into your program, your WinPC or whatever program it is, you can go ahead and have this set up so it's just a real smooth, easy cutting when it goes into it. I want to go back up here because if what I do for my sticky flock or my green rubber templates, I'm cutting those with 2 passes, so I usually go between 130 and 140 grams of force, and I don't really cut anything over the 138 or 140 grams of force. So, but I do 2 passes on my template material. But I just wanted to give you a little walk around this, and this is very, very important that you put this little icon on your desktop here so that you can go ahead and you can see the this VLCD. When you come in to move something or change something, you have to be able to click on that and get at that. And if I was, because I go back from foil or heat press vinyl or template material many times during a day, so each time that I do that, I come in here and I move my VLCD around just a little bit into what material it is that I want to do, and make sure you click that update because that locks that in. You've got adjustments in through here too, and honestly I really don't even touch these in here. I just kind of left them at the default settings the way that they came into us. So you can maybe mess with these if you want, but I kind of, if something's not broke, I'm not going to go in there and start messing around with calibrating and stuff. My expert, I call it the Bumblebee because it's black and yellow, worked just great right out of the box. So I'm real happy with those settings that GCC has put in there for us, and Great Cut has put in there for us. So again, you hit your update, and then you can go ahead and just click your X up here and get out of that frame. But that's where you do all your controls as far as your pressure and your blade offset and things like that. In your WinPC program, if you're cutting in WinPC, that's where you control your 2 passes. But other than that, all the pressure and stuff is done here in your VLCD, and it's a really important part of getting your computer and your cutter working together if they're not talking together. If you've just bought a GCC and it's not talking to your computer, you probably don't have it set up in through here. It might be empty or whatever. If I unplugged my USB cable right now, my expert would not show up in here. So you need to have your USB cable plugged in and your machine turned on before you come in to set your blade force and your pressure and stuff. So again, this is Sandy Jo, and I hope this helped a little bit understanding what that VLCD is, the 1, the 2, the 3, and thank you for watching. And if I can help you with anything, again, Sandy Jo at rhinestonetemplates.com. Be happy to answer any questions that you have. And if you would like to join our Rhinestone forum we have at winpcsign2010.com, we'd be happy to have you come over, and we teach and share and do a lot of learning on that forum and help each other understand template material and the whole aspect of designing with rhinestones. Thank you.